As part of our celebration of youth, we will be airing a series of features on youth, making a positive contribution to the community. Tonight, we have a special feature with Youth in Entrepreneurship. It was an initiative launched by Christian Wayne, a youth entrepreneur, recently conducted a one-week training bootcamp for youth from Castries South, giving them an opportunity to learn how to turn solutions to everyday challenges into a business idea. Here is Christian Wayne to explain.
And then we'll get into the more exciting part of this final day of the TeleCarib Labs Tech Entrepreneurship Bootcamp, which is pitching of the businesses that our teams worked on for 5 days.
All right, so my name is Christian Wayne, and I'm a director here at TeleCarib Labs. What we're doing here today is hosting a pilot program in collaboration with the constituency of Castries South and the Ministry of Commerce. What we're teaching here is a first principles boot camp centered around entrepreneurialism, but specifically tech-enabled entrepreneurialism. We've been able to host a little less than 20 young St. Lucian adults from Castries South between the ages of 19 to 22 years old. Most of these students have performed very creditably in school, but are still of course struggling to find employment like many St. Lucians. So what this workshop is designed to do is really introduce them to international best practices around entrepreneurialism with the goal of changing the perspective of young adults in St. Lucia to look at problems and obstacles that we encounter in day-to-day life here in St. Lucia, and how to now look at them as opportunities. And we introduce them to a very powerful set of best practices to take advantage of those opportunities once they've identified. TeleCarib Labs is a capacity building firm here in St. Lucia, specifically around upskilling early stage entrepreneurs with the goal of fostering economic development in technology-oriented industries here in St. Lucia.
When I came here, basically I figured that the program was very informative, where I was able to learn a lot about entrepreneurship. We were able to conduct a lot of exercises amongst ourselves in teams, in groups, basically about how to set up a business, how to do business modeling, marketing plan, and so forth.
So TeleCaribs is hosting this pilot program in collaboration with some of our technology partners who are based in Jamaica, but we've been able to bring them over here to St. Lucia to inject a bit of expertise, structure, and really motivation to this workshop we have set up. We have colleagues from Hacker Hostel, which is a software development firm based in Jamaica, but with a regional presence. Both individuals, Mr. Winston Wilkins and Akua Walters, are not only startup entrepreneurs from the Jamaican startup scene, but also startup mentors to early stage entrepreneurs throughout the Caribbean.
What we presented them with were some definitions around innovation, how innovation can be divided into 3 categories: product innovation, process innovation, and business model innovation.
So I'm Winston Wilkins from Hacker Hostel. We're help facilitating this TeleCarib Labs program.
We're going to understand the problem. Statistically, St. Lucia has the highest rate of diabetes.
We're able to look at innovation in a new way, a way that allows for our young people to understand how they can use innovation in problem solving for their local issues. And we're able to show them how their solutions could be presented as a business model.
The lack of awareness of healthy eating, supporting local farmers, and the wastage of food. Number 3, here we have creating a network of farmers who would supply that produce.
That business model is going to be presented today as a part of a pitching exercise.
What has taken place here is the majority of these young adults all live within the same area, and what they've been working on over the course of 5 days is ideating a unique business, thinking about all the cost drivers and the business components of what it would take to start that business, and then the go-to-market strategies necessary for them to execute on that plan.
The other target group are the hotels, when tourists visit our beautiful island, they do not want to come down here, eat KFC and Domino's for 5 weeks and go back at their home. No. What they want to do is sample our local cuisine, our yam, dashi, baja, these different kind of things. And the hotels know this. We aim to take advantage of that demand by supplying them with a dependable source of their produce directly.
So we have some students who went up as high as A level. Some students were working before. Some have never worked before. The participants, for the most part, were currently unemployed. They started out being very shy, very quiet, but as they were finding out about how to apply technologies to problems in their community, they lit up and started to come up with their own solutions to problems, and they connected the dots very quickly.
Low price, yes, we have low prices because we want everyone to be able to afford what we produce. Yes, we're good quality because we want to sell fresh foods for everyone.
You should mention the Ministry of Education and our schools as an addition in terms of your target group. While I recognize you have the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, I think the Ministry of Education through our schools, or the schools through our Ministry of Education, should be a specific grouping that you should target. But job well done.
There are very bright young entrepreneurs here in St. Lucia, and we believe if they're given the chance to access training and access resources, they will do very well.
So we recognize there is a problem within the communities or nationally, and that problem is the vast majority of the population is suffering with many illnesses due to unhealthy eating habits that they cannot afford. So our goal or our mission here is to inspire people to choose a healthier, greener, more compassionate lifestyle through plant-based eating. That was something that I have given a lot of thought prior to me being here, but with the experience and the knowledge that I was able to gather here, I think that's one step in for me. I believe I will continue being a part of boot camps like this one, and I would advise a lot of people or young people to sign up for programs like this one. The food truck would be where we move to different locations to cater to the needs of a wider range of persons. So this is how our food truck operates. From my experience, the most important thing I was able to actually gather from that is how to go ahead and start up a business. Because people see other people having businesses and they think it's easy. It's not easy. And this information has allowed me to realize, or it has prepared me in terms of setting up the business step by step.
Many of us either know of somebody or have experienced ourselves the difficulty in getting school books at the end of the school year.
Creating a website and an app, and partnering with the government of St. Lucia, schools and libraries to make books more accessible and cheaper to parents and students.
Okay, so the solution that we have in mind for this problem is to develop a website where it will serve as a platform where students could come and place their orders for certain books. And also on this website, they can even get access to a soft copy of the book.
When I came here, what I heard and what I've seen today is very different. So it is telling me that you have learned a lot during this week. And I've said if one young person is successful with a business out of this, we would have achieved our goal here today.
So what we hope may happen here today is that after working on all the different components, planning and strategy of starting that business, these students may feel obliged and in fact encouraged to actually try that business in real life.
And what you have learned, please put it into practice. Form little groups, start a business. We will see how we can help you, because we are not just going to drop you in the ocean by yourself. And that is why I started this program with groups of people from within the constituency that I represent. So I expect after this you are going to come back to me and say, look here, we have this business proposal. This is what we want to happen. And if it means that we have to work together with you to make it happen, then I am looking forward to see a number of businesses developing out of this initiative, so that you now would not be searching for a job, but you would be creating jobs for yourself and for other young people like you. Thank you.
So what we have today here is the graduation ceremony and a culmination of all of the lessons and best practices that our students have been learning and introduced to.
So the next step for me, I want to actually take more courses or more classes, because I think there's a lot more that can be learned. I mean, a week of information is a lot, but there's still more. There is more room for improvement for me on a personal experience. So I want to continue learning about entrepreneurship and how I can go ahead and further myself to take the big step in my business that I need to.
So after doing this pilot program here in Castries, we are looking at a number of other constituencies to roll this out into. By the end of this exercise, success for us would look like being able to access 60,000 students within St. Lucia and expanding a program like this throughout the Eastern Caribbean.
We truly believe that the 17 people who gathered here today, they have the potential to not only change their community, but also the country. And if we're able to broaden this pilot program to more constituencies at the national level, we really think we'll be able to move the needle for St. Lucia and St. Lucians.